240 companies have asked the U.S. Commerce Department to drop their investigation on anti-dumping for solar panels from Southeast Asia. Amazon has begun training their employees in the installation of solar panels. And a new study of the Texas grid has left out a couple of important factors. I'm Jay Warmke with Blue Rock Station, and this is the news from the solar industry for the week of November 21st. Okay, well, 240 companies have joined CEA, which is the Solar Energy Industries Association, in petitioning the U.S. Commerce Department to drop their investigation regarding the purported or the alleged dumping of solar panels into the U.S. from 4 countries, Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, and Malaysia. Now, the allegation is that essentially these are Chinese panels that are being routed through these countries in order to avoid the tariffs that have been imposed on Chinese solar panels. Well, a preliminary result is due December 1st, and the reason this is important is there could be fines up to 200% if these companies are found guilty. Now, the Biden administration has put a 2-year moratorium on enforcing these penalties, but they still are a disruptive influence to the solar industry and have caused a lot of supply-side disruptions. The final report is due May 1st of 2023. The argument against this is that the newly enacted Inflation Reduction Act has essentially made this a moot point, and a lot of investment is coming into U.S. manufacturing of solar panels. Just to highlight that point, a number of manufacturers have announced just this week they're beginning to produce panels here in the U.S. NL North America, it's an Italian company, has announced they're going to be opening up a 4 to 6 gigawatt production facility somewhere in the U.S. First Solar has announced they're going to be expanding into Alabama. This is in addition to their 3 plants that are currently manufacturing solar panels in Ohio. They do anticipate that this will expand their workforce to about 3,000 people working for that company. And Translucent Energy has announced a partnership with Philadelphia Solar. Now, Philadelphia Solar is a Jordan solar panel manufacturing company, and they will be opening up a 1.2 gigawatt facility somewhere in the U.S. Just to give you a sense of what that means, there were 23 gigawatts of solar installed in the U.S. in 2021. So these 3 announcements really bring it up to almost 10 gigawatts, about half of all of the solar installed in 2021. So this is a significant amount of solar manufacturing here in the U.S. Amazon has announced that through their Career Choice program, they're going to begin to train employees into how to install solar panels, assuming they wish to learn that. It's a 10-week program. It is run by a company called Strata Tech Educational Group. It is paid for fully by Amazon. It is in response to the anticipation that the solar workforce, will require quite a number of new employees. In fact, the Bureau of Labor Statistics has projected that it should see about a 27% growth in the workforce next year. Jinko Solar has announced that they've hit some new records in the efficiency of their solar panels. They did record 23.86% efficient panel. We're seeing a number of these records being broken. Longi just recently reported 26.81% efficient. That means for every 1,000 watts that hits a solar panel, it will actually generate 268 watts of power under ideal conditions. Now, this is up from their old record, Longi's old record of 25.47, which occurred just in March. And there was a Texas grid study. Actually, if you'll recall, last year during the winter, there was a massive shutdown of the Texas grid, caused all sorts of problems down there. So they employed a California consulting company to see how they can correct these problems, how they can bulletproof the grid. Well, they paid $600,000 for this study. Unfortunately, the study does not address the weather. Well, that was an issue. And of course, one of the issues when everything froze in Texas is all of the natural gas pipelines froze up, wind turbines iced up, coal power plants, you could not get the coal because the coal power was frozen. So not only did this study ignore weather conditions as part of its study, but it also it assumed that there would be unlimited fuel available at all times. So essentially what this study did was said, this is what you would do under normal circumstances, but in no way did it address what to do in extreme situations. Wondering why this grid in Texas never quite gets fixed. And that is the news of the solar industry for this week. We'll see you next week.